You do?
Nice to meet
And
you.
you also.
And how long have you been in your van now?
I've just started. I'm a brand new newbie. I went
Brand
out for
new.
3 weeks in September, and now I've come out on January 1.
Wow. So January 1. Yeah, that's
I'm
awful new.
new.
I think today's probably the 7th or something like
Right,
that. And
right. So
so
I'm
it's
just getting my toe in the water.
1 week.
Yeah.
And why are you out here?
Well, I have a house, so I still have sticks
Hmm.
and bricks, but I've always wanted to be a hippie gypsy. So I just really want to have this experience.
So this is a trial, maybe,
It
and see
is.
how it
It
goes.
is. I could sell my condo in time. I have two roommates,
Hmm.
and they literally pay for the condo to exist.
Hmm.
So I'm on my Social Security out here,
Right.
and I'm doing great. Well, so
And
far anyway.
and why not keep it?
Yeah.
If it's paying for itself, then
Mhm.
it's change your mind, go home. That's a
Yeah.
very good idea.
Yeah. And I don't want to burn my bridges before
Right.
I make a firm decision.
So you tried it for 3 weeks and that went well.
Right. And I've camped forever, so I've been camping since I was in diapers.
Right.
So I think I'll enjoy it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And after a week, or well, total of 4 weeks, pretty good so far.
Yes. I did feel a little isolated the last week that I was coming back. I went to New Orleans, and then coming back, I was feeling a little isolated. So I really did want to hook up with the caravan.
Right.
Hmm.
And let's say you're at one of the women's caravans now.
Right.
It's January of 2020. I don't know when you'll be watching this, folks, but so you're with one of the women's caravans, and that's working well.
It is. It's like a little apartment complex, and then you meet your neighbors. It's really
Right.
fun. And then we have the fire every night, and
Uh-huh.
everybody gets to chat and get to know each other.
And that's actually really kind of better than an apartment complex because you really are interacting with each other.
We are. We are. Someone gave me a stove. My stove had broken, and someone else had gone to the food pantry today, and they gave me a big pork roast, and I'm going to cook it for the group
Oh,
later
wow.
today. If when it thaws, it has to thaw out.
How fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, communal living.
yes. And yet, if you decide you need to be alone a little bit, you could be alone here, or you could just drive a quarter mile away and be all alone.
That's true.
We're
That's
in the
true.
desert, and
Yeah,
easy to be alone out here.
yeah, yeah.
So you're in control,
I am.
and that's really what a lot of us like.
I like that too. To be
Yeah.
able to pull up and drive away if I want to, and stay if I want to, and and be with people or be by myself.
Right. And so you're retired?
I am. I
Uh,
was very fortunate to be able to retire at 60.
yeah, you were. So you're not even on Social Security yet.
Well, I am on Social Security
Oh.
because I have my ex-husband passed away,
Hmm.
and so I was able to get survivor benefits at 60.
Hmm. That's nice. That's really nice.
It is.
Well, and it's
It,
not nice,
it's
but
not nice, but it's a wonderful. My life is golden right now.
right.
Uh-huh.
That's that's a good way to think of it. These really are your golden years.
Yeah, yeah. I'm loving it.
Good.
Hmm.
No regrets. Well, it's only been a little while.
No, but I haven't regretted retiring. That was 3 years ago,
Oh,
and so I love all of it. I've traveled a little bit. Now I'm going to do this for a little bit. See what happens.
and so were you a little bit afraid? I mean, you must have had a lot of friends when you told them said, "Is you won't be safe. You'll get hurt."
They do.
They
But I
do.
feel like there's two different kinds of people. There's people who are scared rabbits and they're afraid of everything. And then there's people who go out and have an adventure.
Right.
And I'm an adventure person.
Right. So this just feels good to you.
It does. It does. And what could happen?
Right.
I mean, I have a credit card. If I get into really bad trouble, fly home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here you're in a group.
Right.
And you're probably safer here than you've ever been in your life.
Oh, I think so too. I don't worry about people coming up and hurting me or anything.
No.
Um, I can usually talk my way out of anything. And if you're nice to people, people will be nice to you.
Almost always.
Yeah.
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 We get this idea that there's a lot of bad people out here, but my experience after a long, long time is I almost never meet people I don't like, but I always meet people who I love.
Yeah.
Just great, great people everywhere you go.
Yeah, I haven't met anybody that has been unkind or not nice or anything.
Yeah, that's the norm.
And when I travel, I've been staying at the truck stops and stuff. I feel very safe at the truck stops. More safe at the truck stop than I do at the rest area
Hmm.
because there's more people.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot going on there. A lot of there's always people walking around, moving,
Right.
noticing.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah.
And so tell us about your van.
Well, about a year ago, I had a impromptu date with a gentleman, and we went and had lunch, and he told me all about you
Oh.
and all about going out in a van and everything. And I thought I have always wanted to do that from the time I was 18. So I started watching your videos, and I bought the van on Memorial Day, stripped it out, and then this is a no build.
Uh-huh.
So the van. These are two coffee tables that I got at Habitat for Humanity, and I put them like this, and then put some wood over the top, and then that's the bed, and then it's got these little drawers. And
So
then,
it's just a piece of plywood sitting on.
it's not even plywood. It's this it's the pieces of wood that are glued together in strips, and
Uh-huh.
it's very light. Plywood's too cumbersome for me to deal with, but I can deal with this because they were only like 17 inches wide, maybe 14. I'm not even sure, but I had them cut them at Lowe's, so they did the cuts for me, and I could put them in. A big piece of plywood
Is awkward.
is gainly for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just two coffee tables and two pieces of that big wood on top of it, and then the cushion, and somebody gave me some memory foam. I had to cut the cushion down. It's not quite a twin bed.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like a foam.
Yeah, it's about this big of a foam, and then it's
Looks-
got the memory foam on top. I sleep very well,
Looks
and
very
I'm only 5
comfortable.
feet tall,
Yeah.
so I fit across with
That's
no
nice.
problem, and I can stand up.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Vans are getting harder and harder to find. Did you have any problem finding it?
This was only the second one I looked at, and I got it on the Facebook Marketplace. And I had a friend go with me, and we drove up in the mountain, and this guy was selling it, and I paid $3,200 for the van,
What a great deal.
and then I had to put $2,000 worth of suspension work, and then $800 into something else. The steering wheel was really loose, and so that had to be fixed. So I guess I've got $6,000 in it, and it's a '95, and it's got like 170,000 miles on it. So I don't know if the money is good with the mileage or not, but I'll just drive it till it dies.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
And the mechanics have been all over it. So
Yeah. The mechanics said the engine is amazing.
really nice setup here with your bed, and super easy. You just put in the tables and the board, put the mattress on, and you were done.
I was, and it's really tight, so I had to like smack it with a hammer to get it in there, so it's not going anywhere.
Good. So is it all right if we take a look inside then?
Absolutely.
And I see you're running solar.
Yes, this is a Goal Zero 100-watt solar panel,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched lots and lots of videos on the solar and how to hook it up, and I just couldn't get my head around it.
Right.
So I went and bought the Goal Zero generator,
Uh-huh.
the plug and play, and I only have 100 watts, and I may need another. I think I would like to have 200
Mm-hmm.
because I have a CPAP machine.
Oh yeah, with the CPAP, you'd probably need 200.
Yeah, so I'm thinking at the big tent, they'll have solar panels.
Yes,
that I
they
can
will.
get. And then I need to do some research as to what I can plug into my Goal Zero battery and what I can't, because I'm not familiar enough to make a decision about that. This is a Goal Zero panel, so I know it goes together.
Right. Right. Yeah, you'd just have to look.
Yeah, and then I just slide this in the back of the van this way when I go.
On top of the bed?
No, behind the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to put solar on the roof, but it's what's it called?
Fiberglass?
Yeah, it's fiberglass, and I'm just not sure about drilling into that, and it's not flat.
Right. It's always a problem.
Yeah. So I thought about getting ladder jacks,
Yeah, ladder racks, huh?
ladder racks, but then it's going to put it way high.
Right.
It'll all come in time.
Right. Well, this works. So you're happy with having it mounted outside,
For now,
like this?
Yeah, I'm okay. You just have to get up in the morning and get it out.
right? And every time you travel, and
Yeah,
you can't charge while you're driving.
but if you put it in the cigarette lighter, that just buzzes that
Right.
battery right up.
Right. It
I'm not
charges
sure
the.
if I can get two of these back here and get the door shut. You know.
Well, one could go on the bed. Worst comes to worst.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. It's like you have a very pleasant outside.
Yes. So my little one burner stove fell the other day and broke, and nice lady here gave me this 2-burner stove,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had those the whole time I camped throughout my life, so
Right.
I know how to work those. And I just had a little bath earlier, Everything's fine.
So you're doing, you don't have a shower,
I do not have a shower. I just have the wash tub and put some warm water in it and bathe.
right? Sponge bath type thing,
Yeah, and then wash my hair.
right?
It was all good.
It's good. It's people have been using sponge baths for a million years.
Absolutely.
So it's no big deal.
Right.
Showers are so pleasant. We want one,
Yes.
but you don't need one to stay clean.
No, you don't. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you do your cooking outside. You have a nice outside camping area.
mhm.
Have you been doing quite a bit of cooking?
No, I have a microwave. No, not a lot of cooking, but I like to cook and I will cook. It's just a matter of getting settled.
Right.
I have a lot of dry goods in there right now. Probably too much food.
Well, you probably don't have enough solar to keep your batteries up on the microwave. How are you keeping it charged?
Or I just plug it in and then use it, but you only cook for a minute.
Right. That's the big thing.
Yeah, so it pulls a lot of juice, but then you're done.
Right. Yeah. Do you run the engine while you charge it? While you're running the microwave?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, good.
So good. So far, so good. I noticed that I'm down to like 62% today, and I need to get it charged back up so the CPAP works.
Right.
CPAP is more important than the microwave.
Right.
And I do have an electric refrigerator, one of those. I don't think it's a
Code.
nomadic. It's an off-brand, but it doesn't take hardly any power.
Right. Those are pretty easy to keep running.
Yeah, I went out with an ice chest in September, and ice is a nuisance.
Boy, is it a nuisance. I've done it. I've done it for years, but it's a nuisance.
Yeah, yeah. And with my little drink that I have 2 of the mason jars, and I just fill one with water and put it in the refrigerator, and then I pull the other one out, and so I have a cold drink all the time.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
I
very
really like
pleasant.
it. Yeah.
So this is just furniture that you had on hand and probably from your house?
Yes, this I had for years and years. I got this for $25 at a garage sale, and I did cut it up, and I felt really bad because after I started cutting it, it had square nails. So it was definitely an antique, and I sort of butchered it because in the back there's where the fuel comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to cut a little bit of that out.
Right.
And then this was $10 at the Salvation Army. And the bottom, this is where the wheel well is back there.
Mm-hmm.
So this little drawer is only a half a drawer.
What a clever idea.
And I just
taped it up.
I just duct taped it back together.
Very clever.
And then I bought this cabinet at the Habitat for Humanity.
No, Code, go on. Go on. Go on.
And this just holds tons and tons of stuff.
And really organized.
Yeah, I do like to be organized.
You got to be in a small space.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much mandatory. Really nice. So it's just go to the thrift store or Habitat for Humanity and find good stuff.
Yeah, this was only $20.
Right.
Yeah.
That's couldn't have been any better.
Mm-hmm. And then I put these baskets in at the last minute because you need someplace to throw things that aren't going to slide.
Mm-hmm.
And I just took a shoestring and tied them on. All these little gizmos are from IKEA. I went and got all these little bins and everything and hooked them up. And excuse me, this van had these one wooden struts.
Uh-huh.
And so there's wood here, and then there's wood about this high. And I just screwed everything into those pieces of wood. I don't use these. These are so tiny.
Right.
There's really not. And I don't know if I could. I just didn't want to strip the whole van out.
You could, but it'd be a lot of work, and it wouldn't look nearly as nice.
Yeah. When I made these panels for the curtains,
Mm-hmm.
so I have reflectance in the windows, and then these they were supposed to be my blackout ones, but I just put the reflectance back in, and then they have some quilt batting in them for the R value.
I bet that makes a big difference.
It's very nice in here.
Yeah. Well, that's just really brilliant way that you've done this to this much organization with just a plastic drawer here.
Yeah, this was, they have the ones that are twice this wide.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't take up much space, and it holds just everything.
Wow.
And then that little shelf was a bookshelf that was in my bathroom, and I brought it in and turned it upside down so it would have the little lip here so the stuff wouldn't slide out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just screwed it in that way and then got some wood and screwed it to the top. It's not all that pretty, but it gets the job done.
Boy, that is so organized. You are astoundingly organized. Do you have $100 or $200 in your entire build?
Inside the van?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 100. Well, the mattress was the most expensive thing. It was like 89.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, everything is less than 200 at the very most.
At the very most.
At the very most.
Yeah. This is such a good example of what I really recommend thrift store.
Oh, yeah.
You got a blank, empty space. Now, you had to be creative getting around the wheel well and the
Right.
gas filler,
Uh-huh.
but you figured it out.
Yeah, I just took a saw and kind of butchered the back of it, but it worked.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be pretty on the backside. So, yeah, and I think it's kind of a little gypsy wagon,
Uh-huh.
which is,
And it looks like home.
I like it.
This stuff was all in someone's home.
That was all in my home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just, it's not, it's normal. It's
Yeah.
very,
I have this,
I like it.
my curtain rod up here is just two of those stick-on hangy things.
Commander, I think
Yeah.
they're called.
And then this was a blanket I made a long time ago to go on picnics with out of denim. And then that just just gives me that a little privacy in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is just a sarong. And then I just pull that across when I need a little privacy to use the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then that's all just coats and hats and stuff
Just more storage.
for storage.
You got to have winter clothing.
Right. At one time I had my battery up there, but it was heavy. And
That's
then,
pretty heavy.
And then I can't lift it. Somebody else has to lift it to get it up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the van did rock a little bit with it up so high. And it's, and I had to get into, this is where you plug everything in at the top.
That goes zero.
And then you can't open this when it's up there. So, yeah. And then Goal Zero is in Riverton, Utah, and I'm in Salt Lake. And so this is a refurbished model.
Oh.
So I didn't pay full price for that. I don't pay full price for anything.
Well, this is frugal living.
It is.
Cheap RV living.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so you're using a Dometic porta potty.
Yeah, the Dometic porta potty and then the refrigerator's right there. And I'm not sure what the brand name is on that.
One of the clones, probably. There's a lot of them. And I've found that they are just as good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the fancy ones are hundreds of dollars, and this was less than 200.
That was a really good deal.
Someone gave me that big pork roast. They went to the food pantry today,
Uh-huh.
and so I'm waiting for that to thaw, and then I'm going to cook for everybody tonight, or maybe tomorrow, depending on when it thaws.
Right. Well, it's a very pleasant, nice home.
Well, thank you very much.
And easy. Just
Yeah.
buy furniture, bring it in.
Yeah, and hook it to the wall.
So you were lucky in that you had all the wood to just screw right into.
Right.
Yeah, you just got it. You've done it really, really well.
And then I have limited mobility. I mean, I can walk and everything, but I get really tired and sore, and I can't lift very much. So I brought my walker with me, and I use that kind of like a little red wagon. You know, if I have to move this or something heavy, I get the walker out, and then I lift it to the walker, and then I push it where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, because my back's just not strong enough to lift big, heavy things like that.
Right. Yeah, just anything to help.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a really, really good job. Thank you so much for sharing your home with us. And I love the build.
Oh, thank you.
Furniture is just a great way to go.
Well, I may have tried. I got it from your videos, because if you don't have the skills to do all the cutting and the 2x4s and everything, you can always throw stuff in the van, make it work.
Well, Mary, thank you so much for sharing your home with us. I think you've done an amazing job. I just really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, I'm sure you've got some great ideas of how you can get into a van easily and cheaply, and you don't have to be a master carpenter to do it. So if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.